Hello, welcome to Catholic Life, ordinary people with extraordinary faith. I'm Deacon Jody Moscona. Thank you for joining us today. Today is a very special show for me because it's kind of like coming home for me. I want to introduce you to my pastor, Father Eric Guyan from St. Theresa of Avila in Gonzales, and Diet Diarman, the chairman of our publicity committee for our Centennial committee. So that's a lot of stuff, but these are two of my favorite people from my parish. Of course, that's where I've been for 4 years, and it's home for me. Welcome.
Great to be here.
Now you're coming to my territory. So we're here to talk about a very, very exciting thing going on in Gonzales. St. Theresa of Avila Parish has been an actual church parish for 100 years. Before that, the church was about 5 miles away from where it is now, and it was in the area where the cemetery is, and it was called Sacred Heart. And in 1918, the Archdiocese of New Orleans, the Archbishop declared St. Theresa of Avila a church parish, and the parish has moved to its current location. It's been there ever since. So that's a brief synopsis. And what are we going to do about it?
Well,
what do you think?
Well, I have to be honest, we kind of got caught off guard in one sense, as you know, about all of a sudden realizing, gee, it's 2018, this is our 100th anniversary. So what we decided to do was launch our celebration starting on the feast day of St. Theresa of Avila, which is October 15th. So that weekend of October 13th and 14th is going to be our official launching. And then over the course of the next year, we're going to have special events, maybe quarterly, even sometimes monthly, to just celebrate throughout the year our 100th year anniversary. So gives us a little more time to, as you know, to get up and running. Right.
So Father was exactly right. It just kind of crept up on us. We really didn't realize, and all of a sudden it was here, and we had to do something. So we formed a committee, and a lot of people came out to be on the committee, and we had to form a publicity committee. And Diet volunteered or was shamed into volunteering to be the head of the publicity. So publicity is a big part of this, and that's why we're here today.
absolutely. And first, I want to thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to talk about our church parish, St. Theresa of Avila in Gonzales, the Centennial celebration that kicks off in October. We are very excited about this event that's going to happen, and we're hoping to get the word out to as many people as we can, that we want people to come out on that weekend of October so we can have that fabulous family celebration and just a beautiful celebration of our church that has meant so much to the Ascension Parish community.
So why don't we do this? Let's very briefly kick it off, tell people about that weekend. Then after we let them know so they can put it on their calendars, we'll come back at the end and remind them. And in between, we'll talk a little bit about both the history and what the celebration for a year is going to be like. How's that? So October the 13th and 14th. On the 14th, we're gearing up. We intend to have an outdoor mass. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's our kickoff weekend, and we're going to do. We're hoping to do an outdoor mass, largely because we can't fit everybody in the church for one mass, and so what we're hoping to do is utilize the stage that will be set up the week before for our school fair, and beg them to keep the stage up one more week. So that we can have a nice outdoor mass and bring together not only people who are presently parishioners at St. Theresa, but folks who have been part of the history of our parish and have moved away, or children and grandchildren who have now gone on to their own lives and families. We're wanting to bring them all back and have a great celebration. Fairly simple in one sense. We'll do probably hot dogs and hamburgers and have some music and just get back together to launch our celebration of this year.
So there's a planning part of that that deals with the Mass, and then there's a planning part of that deals with the party. So let's talk about the Mass. We have an 11:30 Mass now. We're going to combine, and a 1:30, we're going to combine the 11:30 and the 1:30 into one huge Mass at 11:30.
Right. This is our plan right now, right? We are blessed to have a a growing number of Hispanic families in our parish, and so we have a 1:30 Mass in the Spanish language, and we're hoping to bring together our 11:30 Mass and that 1:30 Mass, and do just a combined Mass, do a kind of a bilingual Mass, and
awesome.
Really looking forward to that, and perhaps even a bilingual music, so to speak, maybe bring together two different music styles for that Mass. And really celebrating something that's going to be a highlight, I think, of the next 100 years of our parish, which is the growing multiculturalness of our parish, and celebrating that rich past, that rich history, and a rich future.
Okay, so Diet, the party part of it after Mass is going to be hot dogs. Father said hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that. Time? Did you decide on a time?
We're thinking somewheres between the 1 and 4 o'clock hour that this will happen. I think Father's going to have to get the details on the Mass time and what we do, but following immediately after Mass is when we plan to have this fellowship, and to hopefully reunite with people that have been part of our parish. As most people know that live in this area, Ascension Parish is one of the most growing parishes. So, a lot of people that were part of our parish that many years ago could be in the Holy Rosaries, the St. John's, the other church parishes. We want people to know that they are invited. If you were part of our parish at any point, we would love for you to come back and celebrate this 100th year celebration with us, because each of those people that have been part of our parish are a huge part of who we are today. Right. And it's just going to be a wonderful evening where families come together, fellowship, talk about old times and the great memories of St. Theresa and the impact that St. Teresa Church has had on them and their lives and their children's lives. So we want to get the word out to as many people.
We're going to have, for kids, you'll have the inflatable bouncy toys and
inflatables. We're going to have some games, and the entertainment music will be there. But I think most importantly, when people haven't seen each other in a long time, just being able to get together and talk and visit old times and old memories there.
Be awesome.
Yes.
So, so that's going to happen on the 14th, which is the Sunday. The feast day is actually the 15th, so we're fudging a little bit because we want it to be a Mass.
Right.
So that's great. So what we've done so far is some little publicity things. I know we've given the producer a picture of the flags, which he'll put up and people can see. I understand they're going to be all over the place.
Starting the week of the 24th, 28th, that's prior to the October month to kick off. We will have Centennial flags placed along Burnside in front of the church to bring awareness to our celebration. And certainly if you have any questions or want to be a part of this, we welcome anyone to stop by the church parish office and maybe find out more details. If you want to be involved and know more, please check us out, because that month will kick off October 1st.
And so part of this whole thing is going to be a year-long celebration, and every month we'll have something special going on, and every week you'll have things in the bulletin. I heard all the stuff y'all have planned, but there's a special event, Father, you might want to touch on March the 31st.
Sure. Let me mention before that that we're targeting really all different age groups as well. Want to do a lot of things with the young people to celebrate our faith. So that's all kind of in the works yet. But March 31st, which is a Sunday also, we are going to have a special banquet, and we're very blessed to have Mr. John Folse as one of our parishioners, and he contacted me and said he would like to host a banquet for us, and he's graciously going to donate the food and the service. He probably doesn't want me saying that because he's a humble man about all these things. But we're very grateful for that. And he said, get as many as you want. Let them bring their families back into town. And so we're going to be at the Lamar Dixon center, and so anybody that's had any connection to St. Theresa in the past, again, is welcome to come back. We're going to have a great meal, and what he's designing is to do something based on the 100-year history of food in Ascension Parish. So what each decade might be representative of the kinds of foods that were available, what people were eating, what were the circumstances of the times. For example, obviously going through World War II period in that 100 years, what were people relying upon for their sustenance in those periods. So the meal is going to celebrate those different
100
decades.
years. Yeah, that's awesome.
and even hopefully have people dressed in different period outfits and things like that. So again, we're in the kind of beginning stages of planning all of this, so we've got some real excitement about how this is going to come together.
So we've knocked down 2 days, October the 14th and March the 31st. Put those on your calendar. Save the date as a reminder to celebrate with St. Theresa of Avila the 100 years that it's been a church parish in Ascension Parish. And you're going to be seeing, if you look carefully at that flag that we've shown you, that's going to be up, there's a new little younger St. Theresa that's been dressed up with some extra little puff and fluff. And that is going to be a brand that we're going to adopt as part of the Centennial, and will continue to be the brand for the parish.
Right.
You'll see it all over the place.
I wanted to thank you for that. Deacon Jody has been, of course, helping us with his background in advertising. He has been really pushing our need to have a brand, and a recognizable brand. So we have developed something that will not only be utilized during the 100th anniversary, but throughout the future. And we did. We found a wonderful, vibrant-looking picture of St. Theresa of Avila, because she was a wonderful, lively, filled with joy and wonderful sense of humor saint. So we wanted something that represented that well.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to talk about that when we come back from a short break. We'll talk a little bit about the history, and then we'll move forward on the celebration and re-invite everybody. So let's take a short break. We're glad that you're with us today on Catholic Life. After the short break, we'll continue with Father Eric Guyan and Diet Diarman talking about the Centennial of St. Theresa of Avila in Gonzales. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For over 20 years, the St. Vincent de Paul Community Pharmacy has served our area. We provide prescription medicines for those who have nowhere to turn for this most basic healthcare need. Please, if you need your medicine or you know a family member that needs their medicine, contact us. Kay, how can they get in touch?
383-7450.
Give us a call today and spread the word so that we can ensure no one goes without their prescription medication.
Lord, make me a better person, more considerate towards others, more honest with myself, more faithful to you. Help me to find my true vocation in life, and grant that through it I may find happiness myself and bring happiness to others. Grant, Lord, that those whom you call to enter priesthood or religious life may have the generosity to answer your call, so that those who need your help may always find it. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Join Catholic Life Television for the celebration of the Sunday Mass live from St. Joseph Cathedral at its new time Sunday mornings at 10:30. Come share this time in prayer, listen to the Word of God, and worship as a Catholic community. The Sunday Mass, live on Catholic Life Television, now at its new time, Sunday mornings at 10:30.
Watch our programming on demand anytime at CatholicLifeTV.org.
Welcome back to Catholic Life, ordinary people with extraordinary faith. I'm Deacon Jody Moscona, and we're sure glad that you stayed with us through the break. We're talking about St. Teresa of Avila Catholic Church in Gonzales, Louisiana, who will be kicking off their Centennial celebration in October. It's been 100 years, and I'm joined on the set by Father Eric Guyan, our pastor, and Diet Diarman, who is the chairman of our publicity committee for the Centennial. And welcome back.
Great to be here.
So, Father, on the break, we were talking about the importance that St. Teresa has been to the overall community, even the non-Catholic part of Ascension Parish, and that's certainly significant.
Sure. Yeah, we want everybody that's been touched by St. Teresa Parish to feel welcome to come to this celebration as well, because St. Teresa has been an integral part, of course, of the community of Ascension Parish. And we're blessed to have, for example, right now the parish president, Ascension Parish president, is a parishioner at St. Teresa. The present mayor of Gonzales is a parishioner of St. Teresa. So we have a wonderful relationship working together for the good of all of the people of Gonzales and the wider Ascension Parish. Have that wonderful opportunity to work that way. And then St. Teresa has operated a vibrant food pantry, community services for years. And for example, through the flood that hit us just a few years ago, that was a critical way that people were getting access to resources that they needed, particularly those who had experienced flooding in their own homes. So I love to see the wonderful cooperative relationship that our parish has, and how much it's meant to Ascension Parish, and also how much the wider community of Gonzales has enriched and touched the life of the Catholic families in our parish.
And so we're kind of bridging the old and the new, Diet, because we were talking again off the air about the unique way that Teresa is spelled, because that was a French community that the parish developed into, but the way that we spell Teresa is Spanish, which brings us to the integration of the Spanish community into our parish. So we're like really bridging the gap here.
For sure.
So tell us a little bit about the name.
Well, our community as a whole was a French-speaking community. Primarily, that was the language back in 1840s. So the catechism and prayers all were done in French.
Right.
So when the church went from the Sacred Heart name that was out on Cornerview and moved into the river right near the railroad track, New River, a significant donor, the history has it us read, a significant donor asked if the name could be changed. And because so many people were speaking French, instead of taking on the Spanish spelling of Teresa.
And she was Spanish.
She was Spanish, yes. That's why St. Teresa has the French spelling with a T-H-E-R-E-S-A. And I have to tell you, Deacon Jody, I can't tell you how many times I've been asked, why is it spelled like that? Like if I've been in different areas where I wasn't part of St. Teresa, why does it have the H? And honestly, I never could answer that. So this has kind of been an eye-opener for me and quite a few of my friends that all, have been part of this community for 50 plus years.
Some people joke that we misspelled.
Right.
Well, that's what a few people implied to me, to be honest with you. And it was like, now knowledge is power. So through the Centennial celebration preparation, I've learned a few things myself about my dear St. Teresa of Avila Church.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about the celebration. So as the publicity chairman, we have the flags ordered. We have a new little branding going on.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other stuff. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about it.
We have a Centennial t-shirt that certainly we're going to be starting to sell at the end of this month. If someone out there is interested in having a 100-year t-shirt for our Centennial, which they're absolutely beautiful, they can call the church office at 225-647-6588. We'd love to sell as many of those t-shirts as we can.
And not only t-shirts, but polos and
That's right,
ladies' polos.
exactly.
and
You have some
golf shirts.
options there for sure,
Yeah.
but certainly a special souvenir of this time and this event for this year that I think most everybody needs to has to buy one, right, Father?
Now, we don't have the history committee here represented, but they're actively developing a little booklet
Yes.
on the history that will be available at hopefully by the 31st of March to be available there. And so what do we need to tell people about
We're asking
that?
people, trying to get the word out, if you have pictures, any sort of memorabilia, we would love to be able to get a copy of that, to include that in this historical booklet that we're putting together. So again, if you have access to some photos, please call the church office and we can connect you with the proper people that we can maybe include this in this booklet.
So photos of first communions, baptisms, weddings. Even if you live away now, that would be great if you are watching this program and you have some pictures. We'll return all of the pictures as well.
We're going to scan them, make them digital, and then return them is what we're going to do.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Unless you want us to keep it.
Yeah, and then one of the things that you were talking about was this is going to be a parish-wide effort for a year. So you, as folks in the community, will be seeing a lot of stuff go on. You see our children participating, doing acts of kindness, and there'll be a lot of things that we're integrating. It's going to be fun for a whole year.
And that leads me to something else. I was part of St. Theresa Youth Choir over 40 years ago, and I think that most people, if you hadn't seen it, soon to see on this channel, the Damien's concert that was held at the Ursuline Convent. Mike Bauhoff and Gary Daigle, who are members of the Damien's group, were instrumental in our church parish at the time of really, if you were at the concert and you hear what they had to say about St. Theresa and what happened there, were very instrumental in being a tremendous role model for 50-something young people with the Damien's music. After the Damien's concert, there were quite a few people there from St. Theresa, and we've kind of rekindled that connection with old friends. It brought back wonderful memories of, singing in the church and just lots of young people being involved in the church through that choir. So we are planning a reunion of that choir. It's very difficult because a lot of people live out of state now, and so we're trying to coordinate this in conjunction with the Centennial celebration this year.
And that's just a remember. Wherever you live, we want you to come home for the Centennial.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we will be sharing that information as soon as we secure that date for that reunion. We're just trying to check with proper people, Mike Bauhoff, Gary Daigle, and some musicians to make this thing work. Iris Shake Snyder is in charge of spearheading this for us, she's now at St. John. We have so many of our parishioners that started at St. Theresa Church in Gonzales that are now lectors, music leaders at various churches all over the U.S. It's really incredible. So.
So maybe we can give out our website, because you can go to that website. We'll have a special section for the Centennial, and you can see what's coming up in case you live out of town and you want to come in. Oh, I want to come in for that event. Mm-hmm. So
there's a couple of ways to get to the website. The actual website name is dashes between St. Theresa of Avila. So it's St-Theresa-of-Avila.org. But if you just type in stteresaofavila.org, it should point you to the website. You can find us, or you can Google it. We have a wonderful website. It's just been totally mocked up and updated. All of our colors have been integrated for the Centennial. It's really a growing effort that we have going on here, and you're going to see some really good changes.
We have a new app.
We have a new app
that even non-parishioners can
right.
download the app free.
Yeah, just so you know, if you go to We Connect mobile app on either the App Store or the Google Play, you get to pick your parish. And once you download the app, you can switch from parish to parish. So you could switch to St. Theresa and get notified of things going on at St. Theresa, especially during the Centennial. If you select St. Theresa and then sign up for Centennial, you'll get just the Centennial messages, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
And your parish may not have an app, so you can
so
use
come
our
to
app.
ours. That's right. Because there was a lot of good information on there for where to find your prayers, links to websites that you may want to go to, and soon to be a picture of our pastor when he gives me a picture. It's just one of the things that we're growing into. Technology is for it's supposedly for the young, but we're catching up.
It's moving fast.
We're trying.
So,
yes.
so remember that the Centennial celebration is not just for current parishioners. It's for anybody that had anything to do with St. Theresa over the years, and we really want everybody to be a part of it. And Father, you've made it a point that we don't want this to be a financial burden on anybody, so most of the stuff we do is going to be without a cost, except for the T-shirts, of course, because that's something you have to get. But we're gonna do our best to just have this a community celebration. I'm looking forward to it. You guys have done a good job of pulling various people together.
Yeah. And if anybody listening out there knows any particular interesting facts or stories about the parish, we'd love to have you contact us, email, phone call, drop by, and tell us.
Yeah, there is a generic St. Theresa email. You can get it on the website or the bulletin, or most of our email addresses are our first initial last name at etel.net. So you go J. Moscona, E. Guyan, any of our staff members, and you can send emails directly to everybody. And the phone number is 225-647-6588.
Just want to say
Go
one
ahead.
thing.
Yeah, anything.
St. Teresa Church Parish is very blessed and fortunate to have these two dynamic gentlemen, Father Eric and Deacon Jody, part of our congregation. The Lord, our religion, Catholic faith, is alive and well at St. Teresa in Gonzales, and we'd love to have you come and visit us to see what's going on there besides the Centennial.
And we paid yet to make that plug for us.
Check us in the mail. Well, thank you for that, but I will tell you that it is a vibrant parish. There are a lot of good folks in it, and we do have a lot of good things. And if you come by, you'll see a lot of construction. Don't get intimidated by it. It's just stuff going on. Well, thank you for being with us today.
Great to be here.
It's been great. And thank you for watching Catholic Life. It's been a wonderful show, and we're going to continue to bring you good, wholesome programming from the Catholic perspective. Till next time, God bless everyone.